Week 8 waiver wires here. This is another fresh start for you to obtain key players to shift your fantasy outlook. But first, welcome to the playlist. Thank you for kicking it. I am Jimmy, and this is Fantasy on Repeat. And again, you can start feeling your team needs. What is it that you need? Do you need a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver, a tight end, a kicker, a defense? Whatever it is, I got you. And I will go through the most important players first in each position. So the first player is going to be the higher priority. Then I'm going to taper off into some players that you just need to look into. The first player I'm going to talk about, I've been mentioning him so much. It's going to be Monangai. He's still only rostered at 12%. And like I said, I'm going to continue to talk about Monangai because he was on my waiver wire, my mustache. Now he's back on the waiver wire again. He kind of had a mini breakout. He had 16 opportunities and 17.4 fantasy points. He's efficient. It's a healthy split between him and Swift. And what the Bears are going to do, they're going to establish the run. It's going to mean more play action. And they actually ran more plays than the Saints. And everyone knows that the Saints, Kellen Moore, they want to run a lot of plays. Well, the Bears ran more plays than them. I already stated too that David Montgomery is an elite handcuff plus an actual floor, and Kyle can be the easiest to acquire to get the same effect. Ben Johnson uses a particular playstyle that uses play action 24.5% of the time. That is 12th highest in the NFL. And this can easily rise with the elite backs that they have with Kyle Monangai and DeAndre Swift, so you want to buy into it. Next running back on the list is going to be Brashard Smith. He's rostered at 9%. He's a receiver that turned into a running back. He has elite pass blocking skills. In his last 4 games, he's had 16 targets. That's a healthy combo wombo to have. Last game, he had 19 opportunities for 13.1 fantasy points. That's a lot of opportunities, especially when you're attached to a Patrick Mahomes-led offense. They're going to have design screens for him and also some scramble saving plays where he can just scramble and be open and Mahomes is going to hit him. Brashard Smith, he's going to benefit because he has hops and he has hands. He's going to need those when he's catching bullets from Mahomes. And Kareem Hunt did pull up with an injury, so that's something to monitor too. That can just easily slide him up in the depth chart. And this is a high-powered offense that is starting to lift off. And he's just a sneaky pickup because I don't think that many people are looking into Brashard Smith. Get him if you can. My last running back on the list is going to be Jaydon Blue. He's rostered at 22%. Currently, he is strictly a handcuff. I believe he would have more upside in this Cowboys offense. The good thing about him, though, his touches did increase last game to 8 touches, providing you 4.4 fantasy points. And if his utilization continues to rise up, he can sneak into the flex territory. And he has the juice right now. He does look electric, and his role should continue to grow throughout the year. Now switching to my wide receivers, we're going to talk about Xavier Legette. He's rostered at 14%. And I don't know if you know this, but he has the funniest interviews. He's one of my favorite players just because of that. But let's look into the facts. He had 11 targets and 9 receptions and 92 yards. He dropped a whopping 24.2 fantasy points. Xavier Legette. Right now, Bryce Young does have a high ankle sprain, so the red rocket might be in. And Andy Dalton, when he locks into his wide receiver 1, and that person was Xavier Legette. He benefited. And if you don't remember too, Xavier Legette, he has his fantasy moments throughout his career where he can pop off and be consistent, and it just tapers off really quick. So if he's hot right now, you just got to ride this wave. The spark for Xavier Legette doesn't always stay, but when he sparks, man, he lights it up. The next matchup for Xavier Legette is going to be the Buffalo Bills, Green Bay Packers, and the New Orleans Saints. If Bryce Young misses some time, Xavier Legette can eat. And I'm talking about fantasy points. I'm not talking about raccoons. If you know, you know. My next wide receiver on the list is going to be Alec Pierce, and he's rostered at 13%. He's been the wide receiver 2 for this team. Everyone expected it to be Josh Downs, but Alec Pierce is showing up and he's providing some points. You have to think too that the Colts, they're the #1 scoring offense. And Alec Pierce, he's already providing you some solid wide receiver 2 numbers. To me, the 13% rostered is insanity. And currently too, I was talking about Josh Downs, who we expect to be the wide receiver 2 on this team. He's dealing with the concussion. So if he cannot recover from this concussion quickly, it can be wheels up for Alec Pierce. And my last wide receiver on the list is going to be Darnell Mooney. He's rostered at 37%, and I'll continue to bring up his name too because he was a mustache candidate. But this last game, he was the leading receiver for the Falcons. He had 3 receptions for 68 yards, giving you 9.8 fantasy points. And he missed on a long bomb too. If that long bomb would have connected, Darnell Mooney's stocks and shares would go up. It would be skyrocketing right now. Everyone will be talking about you need to pick up Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney is a key piece to this offense, and they're going to start connecting soon, so he's just a solid bench stash for now. Now going to the tight end position, I'm going to talk about Oronde Gadsden. He's rostered at 12%. And he finally exploded. And he's been on my radar since week 3 when he had his first blowout spot. And then the usage started to trend down and I let him go. Now the usage went back up. The last 2 weeks, he's had 8 targets, 9 targets, 7 receptions in each game. And the Chargers, they are pass heavy. If this unlocked another option for Justin Herbert, dude, that's gonna be awesome to see that Herbert can start dealing even more. And if you didn't know, Gadsden just provided some very historic numbers. He had 7 targets and 164 yards, giving you 29.4 fantasy points. The 164 yards were the most in a game by a rookie tight end since Kyle Pitts in 2021. He's a must-add in all type of formats, no matter what. You should get Oronde Gadsden. My next tight end on the list is going to be Pat Freiermuth. I miss my boy, man. He's only rostered at 9%. He was one of my favorite tight ends, and he was slept on completely. And he finally popped out and showed out. He had 6 targets, 4 receptions, and 111 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers knows how to utilize his tight ends, especially efficient ones. So far this season, the MUTH has got 17 targets and 13 receptions and 187 yards. He has done a drive-by confirm, and the Steelers' game plan should be to utilize him even more. My last tight end on the list is going to be Theo Johnson. He is rostered at 13%. I get it. He had a crazy touchdown to save his day. But last game, he had 3 receptions for 66 yards and 1 touchdown. Although Bellinger has more production, this season, Theo has out-targeted him from 33 to 11. Because Dart is going to need a bigger receiver. He needs that security blanket, and that's what tight ends do. Tight ends, security blankets, that is a perfect connection. And we know that regardless now, that the Giants, no matter what, they're always going to put up a fight. They're always going to put up a fight, and you want to have pieces that, sure, they can be some garbage time points, but no matter what, they're going to be fantasy points. Now going to the quarterback position, we're going to start off with Jaxson Dart. 55% owned. And I mentioned he was in my mustache video, and he really did his thing. He's currently QB3 on the week. He threw for 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 INT. He had 5 more rushes and 11 yards plus 1 more touchdown for a whopping 29.42 fantasy points on my bench. He was my must sit and also a mustache on my bench. I kind of expected this. To my surprise, though, the best thing was he did mostly everything, his points through the air. And he has a lot of upside with his legs. He's a multi-threat. And once he cleans up his game, it's going to be great. It's going to be great that you have Jaxson Dart on your squad. So don't sleep on him. It's time for you to realize that the quarterback for the New York Giants is popping off, and this is Jaxson Dart. Go pick him up, scoop him up, have him on your roster. My next quarterback on this list is going to be Michael Penix. He's rostered at 26%, and Penix has so many elite options to pass to. He has London, Mooney, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson. Last game, he went 241 yards and 1 touchdown. Nothing too crazy, but he is a perfect streamer on the week. He's going against the Dolphins D, which is ranked 30th in the league. And it's pretty obvious that they should probably let Bijan Robinson run all over the Dolphins D, but this can be a get-right game for Penix. The Dolphins let Herbert get 264 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bryce Young to get 198 and 2 more touchdowns. Justin Fields, of all people, 226 plus 1 touchdown. The guy who doesn't throw the ball got 226 yards. Although the Dolphins are ranked 10th in points allowed, I see Penix having success through the air with all the weapons that I have mentioned. And my last quarterback on the list is going to be Joe Flacco. He is rostered at 15%, and the Bengals got their Joe back. This is Joseph Flaccarino. He has been dealing. He has 561 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 0 INTs since he's been on this squad. And he went up against the Steelers. He dropped 341 and 3 more touchdowns, giving you 25.98 fantasy points. Now he's going up against the Jets defense, who is 20th in the league, allowing 330.5 yards per game, and they're 20th in the league for points allowed per game, which is at 22.5. And now Sauce Gardner, who is elite, is currently in concussion protocol. I can see Joe Flacco finding success through the air with his elite weapons as well. Now going to the kicker position, we're going to talk about Will Reichard, and he's rostered at 7%. He has made 3 50-plus field goals this year, and he continues to be reliable. He just went 5 for 5 on field goals and 1 PAT. He hit from 59, 34, 28, 35, and 29. This is going to be a Thursday night football game. The over-under is 44.5, and the Chargers are looking to bounce back. Again, to keep this game from running away from them, I suspect a lot of field goals to be made in this game. And my next kicker on the list is going to be Evan McPherson, who's rostered at 24%. And he's one of my favorite kickers, and he's back in the fantasy mix. Last game, he went 4 for 4 on field goals. He dropped a 49, 23, and 45 bomb, and he hit 3 out of 3 for his PATs. Now that Joseph Flaccarino is at the helm, Evan McPherson has ample opportunities to provide you fantasy points. My last kicker on the list is going to be Jake Moody at 7%. Yes, it sounds disgusting, and nobody wants to talk or even throw this guy's name out there, but he's been solid. He's had back-to-back outings of 14 points or more, and he's successful through 27, 39, 24, and 33. The Bears play smart, and they will continue to utilize his kicking. Going on to the defense, we're going to talk about the Atlanta Falcons, who are rostered at 9%. They came out flat against the Niners, but I expect a bounce back game against the Dolphins because Tua is a turnover machine. And if a change is made to the quarterback to the Dolphins, it doesn't matter. I feel like the Falcons should continue to eat regardless who the quarterback is. The next defense on my list is going to be the San Francisco 49ers, who are rostered at 27%. And I said it before, the Niners played through adversity. They're going to continue to fight. And now they're going up against the Texans. I think that the Niners can take advantage of the Texans O-line, who has been very soft this year. They should have a lot of success trying to pressure CJ Stroud this game. Last defense I'm going to talk about is going to be the Tampa Bay Bucks, who are rostered at 15%. And now they're going up against the Saints. And if you didn't know, Spencer Rattler just threw 3 picks. He lost the fumble. The Bucks are going to continue to feast on inexperienced quarterbacks. Get them on your roster and enjoy these points. That's it. That's the week 8 waiver wires. And yes, this week has begun. So you want to get started in the right foot. And let me know, who's your favorite waiver wire pickup so far this season? Mine has to be Quinshon Judkins because the payout has been marvelous. And if you need, my next video is going to be my trade targets for week 8. But as always, thank you for tuning in. Until next time, Fantasy on Repeat. Jimsy is out. Peace.